Hockey League on Rogers Sportsnet.
Welcome to the Limestone City, Kingston, Ontario, and the fabulous K-Rock Center. This is the Ontario Hockey League All-Star Classic on Rogers Sportsnet. Hi, everybody, alongside Sam Cosentino, Eyebrow Folds, and the best of the Ontario Hockey League have come here. Since they've gone to this East-West format, East has won 6 of the last 10 events and 4 in a row. So you know the West would like to get back into the win column, and the West has a great opportunity. They've got some terrific firepower out front, Sam.
Yeah, and it starts up top, and if you look at Taylor Hall and Tyler Sagan, forever linked as 1-2. Right now they're 1-2 in the Ontario Hockey League scoring race. Right now they're 1-2 as far as Central Scouting is concerned for the upcoming National Hockey League draft. A dynamic duo indeed. And then you move to the back end and you look at Cam Fowler of the Windsor Spitfires. He too highly rated, 3rd overall as far as the upcoming draft is concerned, and a guy who is just a marvelous skater, a 2-time gold medalist with USA's under-18 program in 2009, and most recently with the World Juniors here in 2010. He's a dynamite skater and one who can really let the puck fly.
Well, those 3 will be front and center when the NHL goes shopping in the summer, but do not discount the East. They have a terrific 1-2 punch, and they come from the same team, the Ottawa 67s.
And Rob, coming off a great weekend in which the 2 players, Cody Lindsay and Tyler Toffoli, combined for 12 points, winning 3 games. This duo has found great chemistry. They'll play together here tonight, and they should be fun to watch because over the course of the weekend, they've really found their stride.
They have a big man on defense, and Alex Pietrangelo of the Barrie Colts. This is the guy who's got 17 games of NHL experience.
And he's bounced up and down between the Ontario Hockey League and the National Hockey League. He's now found a home for the rest of the year with the Barrie Colts. Hopes to make a long, lengthy run into the spring with a very, very good Colts team. This guy is a great skater. His coming out party, I think, was the World Junior Championships this year, in which he had 11 points.
Well, one of the big stars on that World Junior team, and of course will be front and center here in Kingston, is standing by with the 3rd member of our broadcast crew. Here's Louis Jean.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Nazem Kadri participating in his 2nd OHL All-Star game. Nazem, and last night in the skills competition, you were working on some special moves, and I noticed that you were doing the same again this morning. So tell me, just fill me in just between you and me. What can we expect tonight?
I don't know. I'm guessing some pretty special things. Hopefully I'll pull a few things out of my sleeve. But, you know, we all got talent here, so should be a good game to tune in for.
Drafted 7th overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs last summer in the amateur draft. I'm sure your life has changed considerably because of that. But I wonder, have you been following it all the wheeling and dealing this year with the Leafs?
I have, yeah. It's hard not to, especially with Leaf Nation and all over the place. But you know, I think the deals made with Toronto were good ones, and you know, we know that Berkey likes to build from the ground up, so I think he's doing a pretty good job.
Now, these are your last few months of junior hockey. Obviously, you want to make a huge impact, potentially win a championship if you can. But for you, what has been the biggest change since being drafted by the Leafs?
You know, you're just under the microscope so much more. You know, like I was saying earlier, the Leafs fan base is just so huge. You kind of have to watch what you do. But you know, a lot of pressure, I guess you could say. But you know, I think every young hockey player has been faced with pressure early on in his career. So you know, I think I've been handling it pretty well.
Best of luck tonight. Have fun.
Thank you.
Nazem Kadri, as we turn things over now to public address announcer John Kenny.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce to you your Western Conference All-Stars. First of all, from the Plymouth Whalers, number 31 goaltender Matt Hackett. From the Sioux Greyhounds, number 35, Robin Leonard. Wearing number 4 from the Windsor Spitfires, Taylor Hall. Wearing number 6, representing the Sioux Greyhounds, defenseman Jacob Muzzin. From the Kitchener Rangers, number 7, John Moore. the Windsor Spitfires, number 8, Ryan Ellis. Representing the Guelph Storm, number 9, Taylor Beck. From the Erie Otters, number 11, Greg McKegg. From the Owen Sound Attack, number 12, Jesse Blacker. From the Windsor Spitfires, number 14, Adam Henry. Representing the Plymouth Whalers, number 19, Tyler Seguin. Also representing the Plymouth Whalers, number 21, A.J. Jenks. From the Erie Otters, overager number 22, Zach Torquato. From the Saginaw Spirit, overager number 23, Jordan Skellett. Representing the Windsor Spitfires, number 24, Cam Fowler. Representing the Kitchener Rangers, number 53, Jeff Skinner. From the Kitchener Rangers, number 61, Jeremy Moran. From the Windsor Spitfires, number 67, Eric Wellwood. Representing the Sarnia Sting, number 74, Joe Rogolski. And from the London Knights, number 91, Nazem Kadri. The trainer for the Western Conference is Joey Garland of the Windsor Spitfires. The equipment manager is Tyson Tadamir, also of the Spitfires. The assistant coaches for the Western Conference are Bob Jones and DJ Smith of the Windsor Spitfires. And the head coach of the Western Conference All-Stars is Bob Lugner of the 2009 Western Conference champion and Wayne Gretzky Trophy winning Windsor Spitfires. Your Western Conference All-Stars. Now for your Eastern Conference. Representing the Mississauga St. Michael Majors, goaltender number 30, Chris Carosi. Wearing number 7 from the Barrie Colts, Alex Petrangelo. From the Peterborough Peaks, number 8, Pat Daly. From the Belleville Bulls, number 9, Sean Lalonde. Representing the Barrie Colts, number 10, Alex Hutchings. From the St. Michael's Majors, number 11, Casey Cizikas. From the Oshawa Generals, number 12, Tony DeHart. From the Mississauga St. Mike Majors, wearing number 13, Devontae Smith-Pelly. From the Barrie Colts, defenseman number 14, Nick Crawford. From the Barrie Colts, number 15, Matt Kennedy. Representing the Ottawa 67s, number 16, Tyler Toffoli. From the Brampton Battalion, number 17, Sean Jones. From the Barrie Colts, number 19, Stéphane Delarovere. On defense from St. Michael's, number 28, Cameron Gons. From the Niagara Ice Dogs, number 29, Andrew Agazino. An overager from the Ottawa 67s, number 34, Cody Lindsay. From the Sudbury Wolves, number 91, Eric Odell. And from your hometown, Kingston Frontenacs, on defense, number 18, Brian Lasha. Number 25, center, Ethan Wyrick. And the third of your hometown heroes, number 34, Tyler Vescorowani. Ladies and gentlemen, your Eastern Conference, the assistant coaches, Jamie Allison and Kelly Harper of the Brampton Battalion. And the head coach of the Eastern Conference All-Stars is Stan Butler of the 2009 Eastern Conference champion and Bobby Orr trophy winning Brampton Battalion. The linesmen for tonight's game, Pat Brown and Brian Horde. Your referees, Joel Washkaruk and Sean McQuigg. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the penalty box area as we welcome to the ice owner and governor Doug Springer. Accompanying Mr. Springer this evening, this gentleman played 3 years for the Windsor Spitfires and was drafted 22nd overall by the Detroit Red Wings. In 1986, he led the Spitfires to the Memorial Cup. He won a Stanley Cup with the Edmonton Oilers in 1990. And again in 1994 with the New York Rangers. A year ago to the day, his number 9 jersey was retired by the New York Rangers and sent to the rafters of Madison Square Gardens. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Adam Graves. Please direct your attention to the rafters as we welcome repellers Sergeant Pete Hansen, Corporal Gary Cody, Chief Warrant Officer Jay Gravel, Sergeant Donnie Van Alstyne, and Warrant Officer Ben Pichet from CFB Kingston and CFB Trenton. Would Ryan Ellis and Alex Petrangelo, captains of their respective conferences, please come forward at this time.
They're hanging from the rafters at the K-Rock Center, ready for the 2010 OHL All-Star Classic.
The Canadian Hockey League on Rogers Sportsnet, brought to you by MasterCard. For everything you need to compete this season, there's MasterCard. By Jack Links, feed your wild side. And by CCM, Performance Within. It's a battle between the two best teams in Canada as the Canucks come to town to take on the red-hot Sens. Scotiabank Senators Hockey. Canucks, Sens, tomorrow on Rogers Sportsnet.
Season, there's MasterCard.
Hey, Tim's Run, you want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich?
Sounds good.
Oh, on a biscuit bagel or English muffin?
Biscuit.
Got it.
Tim says English muffins.
English muffin! Wait! English muffin! English muffin! Tim's English muffin! I want that breakfast sandwich. On an English muffin.
Yeah, I heard you upstairs.
Oh, great.
That's right. Tim Hortons' new English muffin breakfast sandwich. Now only $1.99. Perfect with your favorite coffee.
Always Tim Hortons.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Ding dong!
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Welcome back inside the K-Rock Center in Kingston, Ontario, as we get ready for the 2010 Ontario Hockey League All-Star Classic. Let's meet the starting goaltenders, brought to you by Buckley's, a proud supporter of CHL billet families, helping keep billets on the ice throughout the cold season.
For the visiting Western Conference, Robin Leonard of Denny Lambert's Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. He is tied for the league with 4 shutouts this year. At the other end of the ice, the Dallas second-round pick from the 2008 draft. He plays for the Kingston Frontenacs. It's Tyler Beskorowany.
So a hometown favorite between the pipes. Got a nice round of applause. Crowd here very pleased to see 3 members of the Kingston Frontenacs, and there is the head coach of Team West, and a pretty good resume, especially if you look at last season. Bob Bugner and Stan Butler. Action underway. Team West is wearing the white jerseys with the blue trim, and in the blue jerseys, that is Team East. Very quickly, Tyler Toffoli, low in the corner. Henry tried to poke check him. Now they try to work it in front, and it's cleared back. Here's Hall of the Spitfires. Henry to another teammate. Eric Wellwood tried to center it back. That was knocked away by Brian Lashaw. Turning to the side of Beskorowany. Wellwood slides it back. And there's Ryan Ellis, number 8, another member of the Spitfires. They could put a whole quintet out there, 3 forwards and 2 defensemen, the Spitfires. Henrique steps across the line. Shot right on. Cleared it into the corner. Now Hall. Dangerous. Hall. All the way to the blue line. Looking for a little room. And it's cleared out finally by Team East. Here's Cody Lindsay. High in the slot all by himself. Just chips it towards the net. It's deflected away. Jacob Muzzin of the Sioux Greyhounds to Skinner. Jeff Skinner of the Kitchener Rangers. Turned over center. Ellis is there. Sweeping it in is Skinner.
Rob, that's one thing we'll see throughout the course of this game. The defensemen getting involved early and often. Pinching and taking chances in the neutral zone. We've seen it already.
Kingston's own Ethan Warwick made a drive. It was knocked off his stick. The West coming back. Trip there of Skinner. Loose puck control by Cam Fowler of the Spitfire. In across the line. Throws it to the opposite corner. Tyler Seguin curls out. Fowler at the line. A lot of action in front. Trying to move it in front. It's cleared away at the last moment by Warwick. Seguin gets it in front. Skinner's shot goes off the glass, but not out. Fowler near side. Switches spots with Seguin. Tries to chip it in front with Skinner. It's controlled by the East. And starting back is Alex Pietrangelo. Barry Colts, traded by Niagara to Barry in a blockbuster deal. Strengthening the Barry Colts drive in the Eastern Conference.
Really strengthening that back end that already featured T.J. Brody and Nick Crawford. A team to be reckoned with in the Ontario Hockey League.
Matt Kennedy, Devontae Smith-Pelly puts it right on the stick of Skinner. Nobody there in a dark blue jersey, and it's chipped out. And it's whistled down, 17-27. Sam, when you get to thinking about keys to the game for a contest like this, brought to you by Irwin Tools, makers of vice grip locking pliers, marathon saw blades, and other professional grade tools.
Well, we look at for Team West with all that offensive firepower up front. You have to remember that you have to pay a little attention to the defensive zone. And for Team East to come together, 3 of the 4 lines feature teammates, so chemistry really shouldn't be an issue for the East.
Matt Kennedy of the Colts fires right on, and Leonard makes a save. Robin Leonard of the Sioux Greyhounds, 17-9-0-3. Very good season for him.
He plays against Stan Butler. The Western Conference and the Eastern Conference teams don't get to meet too often, but Stan Butler led the Brampton Battalion the 96-point season last year, right into the OHL Finals, losing to the Windsor Spitfires.
Stan's birthday yesterday. Here's Skellett across the line. Cleared ahead. West gathering it up. John Moore, the Kitchener Rangers. Great shot from the point. He had the hardest shot in the skills competition. Odell looking for Daly. Odell had it checked away, and here's Kadri. Kadri rinked wide. Skellett goes in the right side. Tried to get it back to Kadri. Coming down the middle. Sean Jones. Stepping out in front, trying to jam it in. It's Kadri. Defensive help there for East by Nick Crawford. Crawford having a fabulous season with Barrie. Daly in across the line. Fires it, saved by Leonard. Rebound, bouncing puck. West tries to jump on. Now here's Odell. He fires it wide. East controlling. DeHart from the line. Right down the middle. It's deflected away. Jones chasing after him. Joe Rogalski of the Sarnia Sting. Back comes West. Skellett dumps it in. Heads to the bench for a change. Spinning out. Team East. That was Brian Lashoff. Now to Tyler Toffoli. Toffoli continues to move. Toffoli swings around the net. Loves doing that, especially with Lindsay right in front. Lindsay now in the corner. Step to the edge of the circle. Trying to jump in on it is Agazino. Cleared out by the West. Moran from the Kitchener Rangers dumps it in. Torquato couldn't control it. East trying to work it out. Now Lindsay pokes it back in, sending it the other direction. Brian Lashoff control. Lindsay chips it in, tries to come around. Muzzin will ride him into the corner. Muzzin steers it around the boards. Greg McKay is there, but it's picked up by Team West and Zach Torquato. McKay in across the line. McKay continues to move in. Got a weak shot away as Wellwood was following up. Toffoli down the right side. Trying to get it to Ethan Werrick. Toffoli heads to the bench. Ryan Ellis, the captain of the West team, may have stepped in it yesterday. He guaranteed victory for the West.
Well, that's one of the things he's been known of over the course of the last couple of years. He has no problem with the chirp part of his game.
Right in front, here's an opportunity. Hutchings, and Leonard makes the save.
Well, Robin Leonard, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, often gets to see this gentleman, and Bob Bugner, who is the head coach of Team West, a gold medal winner at the Ivan Olinka tournament this summer, in which he coached a lot of these players. But let's not forget the Memorial Cup championship for Windsor, the only team to come back from down 2 games in the tournament to win it all.
Jesse Blacker of Owen Sound, formerly a member of Windsor, won a Memorial Cup with the Spitfires last season. Steps at the line, tries to dump it in, racing it after it. Here's Hall. Hall, the opportunist, swings around, tried to work it in front. And there's a shot by Hall off the in glass. Fowler now steps in. Kind of working around in front. Vescarwani in net for the East. Hall at the line, turns away from Hutchings. Down low into the corner to Wellwood. Up to Fowler. Fowler swings it low. Hall has it knocked away by Hutchings. The race is on. Alex Hutchings coming in. A break for Hutchings. And a poke check by Leonard, and a penalty coming up. A hooking call. And an opportunity to see the power play. We'll come back with more from Kingston.
Jung is sure about Buckley's. He knows the taste is worth it.
because he knows Buckley's will relieve his cough.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
Your walls take a beating. Give them the durable finish they need with new Beauty Tone scuff-proof wall finish, exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Commercial quality scuff-proof works on any interior surface. It's low VOC and non-toxic, with no primer required, even over oil paint, and it often covers in one coat. Get tough, durable walls with new Beauty Tone scuff-proof wall finish.
Exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations.
If he scores, the Penguins win it. Crosby. 113th Boston Marathon.
Sliding into midfield. That's a lovely goal.
Pushes it ahead.
And the Arsenal caps it.
They'll talk about this finish for a long time. And Crosby, forehand.
Tight angle on his right. Another notch, another gear. He got a shot away. Oh, yeah.
Down the front. Scores! Her greatest day.
An extraordinary goal.
It's the shootout.
And a perfect day in racing.
G2, 30 calories for more athletes.
Jung is sure about Buckley's. He knows the taste is worth it, because he knows Buckley's will relieve his cough.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
Oh, and sounds Jesse Blacker of the Western Conference picks up the first penalty of the game. And you can see Alex Hutchings using great body positioning to cut in front of Blacker. Blacker called for the hook, and we'll see what Team East can do with the extra man.
John McQuigg and Joe Washkaruk are the referees. Washkaruk from Kingston used to play for the Frontenacs, and now a referee. Shot goes wide. Trying to kill the penalty, the West squad. East setting things up. Skinner on the forecheck. Keep an eye on number 53. He likes to get involved, both ends. Lalone, now to Kennedy. Kennedy throws it around to the far side. Zizekas off the boards, down low, bounces out in front. West gathers it up and clears the zone, courtesy of Rogalski. Lester won it. Pass knocked down by Lalone. Too far for Kennedy. And then thrown all the way back down to the line, and Lalone gloves it, starts it himself. Lalone, Smith Pellet on the far side. Around the boards it comes. Matt Kennedy tries to pick it up. Muzzin there to forecheck it. Here comes the West. Jenks winds up, fires, saved by Beskerwani, and he holds on. West also had Taylor Beck, almost a 2-on-1.
But it's A.J. Jenks of the Plymouth Whalers who able to initiate this rush through the neutral zone. A nice take, a world champion at the World Juniors with Team USA. His slap shot picked off quite easily by Tyler Beskerwani, but A.J. Jenks is one of those sleeper guys, a 4th-round pick of the Florida Panthers. And he's a good young prospect, had the chance to play in the Memorial Cup for Plymouth.
To Hart. Now to Jones back in front. They couldn't finish it off. A little too much passing as the East had Pat Daly cropped and ready to go. 36 seconds left in the power play for the East side. Daly across the line, but not before streaking across was Sean Jones.
Rob, you said it. You look at this rush by Team East. It's Tony DeHart in over the line, then Jones immediately looking, which is odd because Jones has 37 points this year. 27 of them are goals, so looking past first to Brampton Bukai and Sean Jones.
Lash off of the Frontenacs. Lindsay. On the far side, Agazino. Now here's DeHart at the line. Agazino in the corner. Near side to Foley. Makes a nice move. The backhand. Leonard the save. The rebound. Therefore it is Lindsay. First goal belongs to the East.
Well, Rob, we touched on it off the top of the broadcast that when teammates get to play together in an all-star format, oftentimes it works out well. And here, the two Ottawa 67s go together. We saw a lot of this Sunday night in our game. Toffoli with the backhand. He misses. Agazino's shot produces the rebound for Cody Lindsay, net side, who has a wide-open cage to knock it home. And that has been a sensational run for both Lindsay and Tyler Toffoli. 12 points over the course of the weekend in 2 wins for the Ottawa 67s.
And you had Anthony Niger in the mix in Ottawa. That's a pretty good line.
That's a team that, now is healthy. People are going to start paying attention to the Ottawa 67s.
Fowler steps out in front, a dangerous move. Jenks, far side, there's a penalty coming up to the east. Centered across the whistle, and now we'll see the West power play.
Yeah, and in this type of game, the hooking calls will be prevalent. Stefan Della Rivera, the Barrie Colts, gets called for the hook. We'll get an opportunity to watch Team West on the power play, and that should be interesting considering all the firepower Team West possesses.
East with an 8-3 advantage in shots in the first period. Fowler on the left point, working the right point, Jesse Blacker. Now down low. Wellwood. Torquato, now to Blacker. Okay. Back comes TV. Where? Peter Angelo comes in to the side. Opportunity for Hutchings as he couldn't control the pass. Back comes the West. Torquato. Backhander. Bescarwani has it roll off the blocker and into the corner. Lalone tries to get to it. Back to Torquato. Now he has got it in the corner. Jeremy Moran. Moran stepped into the circle. Down low, Torquato, rebound. Bescarwani makes a nice save against Greg McKay. Angelo tries to work it out and does with a minute left in the West power play.
Chances at either end.
Ellis, Sagan, Henrique, and Hall. How's that for a power play? Hall, far side, looking for room. Ellis, down low. Sagan waits, chips it into Hall. He has that shot deflected. Sagan again. Hall in the corner. Out in front of Henrique. Good save, Bescarwani.
Great puck movement. I mean, these two guys are battling for 1 and 2, but they're friends when they're on the ice in the same team.
Sagan in front to Henrique, and Bescarwani able to jump on it and get the whistle. A couple of very good stops by the Kingston goaltender.
As well as Robin Leonard, Team East, on a jailbreak. Petrangelo tries to find Hutchings. He can't handle it. Then everyone's caught. This thing turns into a 4-on-1. 4 white jersey. Lalone, the lone man back. Torquato takes it to the net and fires it just up and wide. I think Bescarwani did get a piece of it.
16 seconds left in the power play for the West side. Muzzin leads it out. Beck flipped it over to the left side. Ellis throws it towards the net, tried to get it to Skinner. Muzzin, Ellis in front, trying to find Beck. Just cruising dangerously through. Opportunity now for the East. Zizekas turns. Penalty is over. Zizekas dumps it towards the net. Bounces in behind. Muzzin control. Muzzin, lead pass. Long stretch for Wellwood. Wellwood waits for a little help. Right to the side and back shot. Stopped by Bescarwani. Back to the line. Rogalski has it knocked away. Skinner in across the line. Waits for help. Turns away from Crawford. Tries to move it in front. Bescarwani follows it. Didn't have to make a save. Controlling. Skellett. Now to Moore. Flips up behind the lone. Skellett intercepts. Skellett with Beck. Skellett tried to get it to Beck. Coming back neatly for the East with Pat Daly to break it up.
Talk a little bit about defense in this game. Pat Daly of Peterborough coming back to help out defensively, and there he is on the rush.
Leads it in. Not able to get to it is Jones. He battles there with Rogalski. Into the slot. Not able to do anything with it. Falling down was DeHart. Here's Kadri on a 2-on-1. Kadri goes in. No goal. Nice save by Bescarwani. Stolen away from Rogalski. Here's Toffoli. Toffoli on the break. Backhand forehand. He misses the net.
Oh, he has Leonard beat. Some riverboat hockey going now.
Jenks coming back. Kadri. So Louis Jean, who's trying some special. How's that for special? Picks the corner, ties the game.
Well, Nazem Kadri picks up the goal to tie things up for Team West, but This thing turned into a bit of a track meet before Kadri is able to see it off. Here's Kadri on the original chance. He goes to the backhand. Beskorowany gets a great piece. Meanwhile, back at the other end, Tyler Toffoli on a breakaway of his own. He has Leonard beat, but fires it wide. And finally, Kadri, from the spot at the top of the circle, lets it fly top shelf blocker side to beat Beskorowany and tie the game at 1.
12:26, the time of the goal for Nazem Kadri. 1-1. Sam and I have the pleasure of being MCs at the luncheon. We were joking that it was going to be a defensive struggle 3-2.
You're not far off so far.
Moran has the puck stripped away by Cameron Gunn, the fine defender for Mississauga. And on the break, in they come again. Agazino fires and Leonard makes the save. 7:09 left to play in the first period. Nazem Kadri gets the West on the board.
Hey, buddy. So, where's this new TV? Right this way. Here with Rogers, right? Yep. They've got the most HD sports, HD movies, and they have on demand. I can watch all the latest stuff whenever I want. So, where's the TV?
Love TV? You're gonna love Rogers. The way TV should be.
Honey?
Hi.
I figured out our vacation.
Great.
Paris.
Paris. But this is for seniors.
Exactly. That's what we'll be when we have enough points to fly there.
Ow.
It's your first gray hair. We're practically there.
How do you fly sooner? Use 25% fewer reward miles on every Air Miles flight with the BMO Gold Air Miles MasterCard.
At Toyo Tires, we research and design our tires to handle Canada's worst driving conditions. Toyo also knows you need tires that will perform in one particularly demanding area. The real world. Toyo Tires, engineered for the real world.
Welcome back to Kingston for the 2010 All-Star Classic, of course, and Adam Graves, two-time Stanley Cup winner. You appeared in one OHL All-Star game. Was the Kadri goal reminiscent of what you did in that game? I'd like to say we were as skilled as these young guys are. The skill level of these young players is just gone exponentially better. It's unbelievable. Every player out here can shoot the puck, stick handle, shoot at full speed. You saw Kadri's goal there. That is just high-end skill, and it's great to watch, especially this close to the game. Thanks so much for this. Always nice to see you again here.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Rob, Sam?
Adam Graves now jumping into the ownership picture with the Oshawa Generals. He and his former teammate Peter DeBoer, now head coach with the Florida Panthers.
Rocco Tullio, so very proud owners they are.
Moran steers it in front. Beskorowany can't find it. It's in behind him. And the West takes a very quick lead. Torquato getting the goal. It's now 2-1.
Torquato leads the Erie Otters in points. He's the captain of that hockey club. And here it starts beautifully from the neutral zone. McKegg, Moran, and finally Torquato using great hands to go 5-0, and Tyler Beskorowany. Good flapjack pass. Nice hands by Torquato to finish it off.
Beskorowany got most of it, just not enough as it slides underneath him. 2-1 now for the West. The East has won the last 4 of the All-Star Classics. Smith-Belly shot right on. Leonard makes the save. Matt Kennedy back to the point Lalonde. Try to work it back low. Cizikas now. Crawford. He came in to jump in as he's in the corner. Tried to move it in front, and Smith-Pelly couldn't deflect it as the big glove of Leonard came out to grab it.
Team East was really pressing with Team East. All 5 players below the lines, including Matt Kennedy to Barry Cole. It's good to see him healthy and back in the lineup for Barry, and he's a very important piece moving forward. A hard-working guy, a heart-and-soul guy, and a Carolina prospect.
2 goals, 40 seconds apart, has the West leading the East. Lalonde, Belleville Bulls. Kennedy has it rattle off his skates, just backhands it into the west zone. Ryan Ellis out with Jacob Muzzin, slides by Muzzin up the board. Crawford moves it in front, was trying to feed Smith-Pelly. Lalone. Devontae Smith-Pelly of Mississauga battling with Muzzin. To the point, Crawford moves in high slot, tried to get it to Zizekas. Smith-Pelly. Now to Kennedy. Kennedy, Zizekas. Behind Smith-Pelly, he could do nothing with it. Lalone pinches in, along the boards, kicks it into the corner. Devontae Smith-Pelly is there. Back in front. Off a stick of Ryan Ellis, and back to come 2-on-1. Wellwood, Hall, and Henrique. Henrique fires it just wide low. Lalone across the line. To Odell from the Sudbury Wolves. Back to Lalone. Wide open side, not able to do anything with it was Sean Jones. Still, the pressure coming from the east. Another save by Leonard. He had the door shut. Jones. Daly turns away from pressure. Drops it off. Odell tries to get it back to Daly. Odell controls. Moves to the edge of the circle, into the slot. Back to Tony DeHart. Odell battling there. Daly tries to hold on to it. He cannot. Skinner coming back. Skinner coming back. He was joined by Sagan. Rogalski keeps it in.
Rogalski getting up on the rush. He's normally a stay-at-home defensive type defenseman for the Sarnias thing, but trying to get in on the All-Star festivities.
That shot was blocked, and back come the East. Scooped up by Skinner. Sagan. Now to Beck. Beck comes in. Sends that high. He was looking for the top corner glove side. West continues to pester. Beck couldn't do anything with it. Sagan was coming up with it. Peter Angelo. Agazino. Down the right side, being watched by Cam Fowler. Agazino to the far side to Foley. He couldn't get to it. Back comes the West. Skinner tries to get to the loose puck. Comes outside the zone. Fowler. Now to Foley. Toffoli stepping in, waits, the feed, they score! Lindsay. There's a familiar combination, and they made it work again. It's tied at 2.
Well, Cam Fowler of the Windsor Spitfires in the neutral zone takes a high stick from Tyler Toffoli and figures that a penalty should have been called. It's almost as if he gave up on the play. Here it goes to the neutral zone, high stick right there. Fowler puts on the brakes, and now Toffoli says, forget that, I haven't heard a whistle. He stops, pops, sends it over to Cody Lindsay, and his teammate of the Ottawa 67s continues to score at a high pace. See that stick getting right up into the grill of Fowler. Toffoli, oh so creative. Lindsay with great finish as he's had all year for Ottawa.
Godry, he's got one of the goals for the West. A.J. Jane. Godry in across the line, and offside was Skellett on the left wing. Game tied at 2. The K-Rock Center, Kingston East against the West.
Old Dutch is the official chip of the CHL, supporting amateur sports across Canada. For fans of the Western Hockey League, the Ontario Hockey League, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Old Dutch is your teammate for top quality snacks and dips.
Looking for great value? Try our delicious classic menu with sandwiches for just $3.29. Satisfy your appetite the affordable way every day. Subway. Think fresh. Eat fresh.
supporting amateur sports across Canada. For fans of the Western Hockey League, the Ontario Hockey League, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Old Dutch is your teammate for top quality snacks and dips.
Welcome back to K-Rock Center in Kingston for the 2010 OHL All-Star Classic with the head coach of the Eastern Conference team, Stan Butler. You've got your game face on. Is it because you guys are trying to go for 5? There's a lot of pressure?
I don't know about that. I mean, I think it's normal when you get in any game you want to win, and you know there's two great teams here and a lot of good hockey players, and you hope that as the game goes on, they're focused and they get a little bit more serious.
So far, so good, however. 2-2 as the first period is nearing. But last year, the MVP in this game was your player, Cody Hodgson, 3 goals. Can you tell us where he stands right now? Are you about to get him back to the lineup?
Well, we've been away most of the week, but he's been practicing this week, and depending on how he feels in practice, we'll know pretty soon where he's at.
Thanks so much for this.
You're welcome.
Guys?
Cody Hodgson, of course, Vancouver Canucks draft choice, a back injury sent back by the Canucks. And still trying to get back in the lineup with the battalion.
For a team that could really use his scoring touch, Brampton's really held the fort well. Good goaltending from Patrick Colleen, a defensive core that's underrated. Hodgson will be a welcome addition.
Jenks tries to split the D, loses the puck. You're gonna love Stan Butler, too. Guy's got to get serious. Kadri trying to get it to Skellett. Kadri again. High slot, fires it, and that goes high off the glass as Beskorowany steered it away. Della Rivera. On Pietrangelo. Della Rivera swings into the slot, tries to get a shot away. Loose puck. Kicked free by Jenks. He's got Kadri. Kadri on the right side. Waits for help. Skellett coming in. Kadri shoots Skellett, and he hits the post. Back it comes. Long stretch pass. Hutchings swings in. Backhander. He scores! East takes the lead again.
Pretty goal by the Barrie Colts. Alex Hutchings, a Tampa Bay draft pick. But it all starts with play on one end. Team West with an opportunity. Off the side of the net it goes from the stick of Jordan Skellett. And then Alex Pietrangelo starts it back the other way. Alex Hutchings, his teammate with the Barrie Colts. Unbelievable finish. Goes to the backhand and is able to get that puck up in a hurry over Robin Leonard's shoulder.
Hutchings with 56 points this season. Gets the goal to put the East up 3-2. Devontae Smith-Pelly. The East right back in the West zone again. Kennedy. Surrounded. Still manages to get it to Suzuki. Tried to return it, and Kennedy tried to bat it in. Smith-Pelly. Kennedy. Out in front. Crawford is pinching in. The race is on. Here's Moran. Now with McKay. Moran. Tried to get Rogalski the trailer. It's picked up by Suzuki. Long lead pass to Kennedy. Too far for him, and it's whistled down.
Suzuki is one of those guys who nothing less than that maximum effort will be accepted. As he plays for Coach Dave Cameron of the Mississauga St. Michael's Majors, he was hustling back on the play and did a fine job to get back there and break it up and almost made the perfect pass. Just missing a little long.
A minute 40 left to play in the opening period. 3-2. This quick shot. Beskorowany makes the save and was able to scoop up the rebound in midair.
Taylor Hall with that good stick in front of the net, having a look at it now as Beskorowany has some traffic in front of him. As the shot moves back to John Moore, it's Taylor Hall with the deflection. Beskorowany having to react quickly.
Moore has turned into a very good point man on the power play for Steve Spont and the Kitchener Rangers. Daly with Odell. Odell kicks it free, tries to bust through right onto Leonard. He steers it to Rogalski. Rogalski has it stripped away. Daly loses it. Now Adam Henrique of the Spitfire. Here come the West. Wellwood with Hall. Hall waits, steers it, gives it right back to the East. Jones, and back comes the East. Already leading by 1. Final minute of play of the opening period. Odell steers it to the point. Knocked down. Back comes the West. Adam Henrique puts it in front. Good save by Beskorowany. Now again, Wellwood who turned. Beskorowany to save. Henrique picks it up. He turns, steps out of the corner. Back to the line. Nick knocked away and almost Toffoli set free. Fowler left point. Sends it through, goes off a shin pad. Controlled by the East, moves to Hart, and out of the zone. Fowler has to circle back. Smooth skating, Cam Fowler. Fowler to Hall. His shot right on Besker, wanting to save. The rebound is scooped up by the East, and Agazino comes back. Andrew Agazino on the Niagara Ice Dog. Dumps it into the corner. Lindsay goes after it. Far side directed on net. Picked off neatly there by the West Jesse Blacker, but he loses it in front. They score the giveaway, and Agazino makes the pay as the West ties the game at 3.
Andrew Agazino of the Niagara Ice Dogs. Actually the first ever pick once that franchise had moved to Niagara. Picks up the goal for Team East, and guess who's in on it once again? The teammates from Ottawa, Foley and Lindsay on the ice for Agazino's finish. His first of this game, but for the line, the third goal scored by this line, made up of 267 and a Niagara Ice Dog.
And time will expire as the Agazino goal comes at 19:58. 3-3 the score. Let's take a look at the play of the first period. Brought to you by Easton, where confidence is everything. What have you picked out, Sam?
Oh, we'll talk a little bit about Nazem Kadri just winding and weaving his way through. Jordan Skellett with the miss off the post. Shortly thereafter, the puck will come all the way back down for a stop on Hutchings. It goes up top. That's our play of the period. Alex Hutchings of the Barrie Colts.
31 shots, 16 in favor of the East. It's a 3-3 tie. A connected update comes your way next. This is the OHL All-Star Classic from Kingston.
This intermission brought to you by Right Guard, the official deodorant of the CHL.
Canada's annual success at the World Juniors is a direct result of the strong partnership between Hockey Canada and the Canadian Hockey League. CHL clubs release their top players and coaches to Hockey Canada each year to proudly represent their country in the World Juniors. Hockey Canada offers the best hockey development system, and the CHL provides outstanding scholarship opportunities for players in major junior hockey in the Canadian system. Hockey Canada and the Canadian Hockey League working together to ensure Canada remains an international force in hockey.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Go.
Where'd he go? Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
There's nothing more inspiring than the perfect colors.
The perfect colors are all here in Designer Series paint by Beauty Tone. Exclusively at Home Hardware
and Building Center locations.
Rich, inspirational colors with no primer required.
Get independent laboratory-tested quality in every can.
More scrubbable, more stain resistant, more durable. Get the finest quality with Designer Series paint by Beauty Tone. Exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations.
Hey, buddy. So, where's this new TV? Right this way. Here with Rogers, right? Yep. They've got the most HD sports, HD movies, and they have on demand. I can watch all the latest stuff whenever I want. So, where's the TV?
Love TV? You're gonna love Rogers. The way TV should be.
It's a battle between the two best teams in Canada as the Canucks come to town to take on the red-hot Sens. Scotiabank Senators Hockey. Canucks, Sens, tomorrow on Rogers Sportsnet.
Hello and welcome to
into our Sportsnet studios. I'm Martine Geyer. Hope you're enjoying the hockey game. We go from the OHL to the NHL and get you caught up on one of the games that happened earlier tonight between the Sabres and the Senators. Brian Elliott and the Sens trying to extend their franchise best winning streak to 10 straight games. And after a scoreless first, Jason Spezza snaps it past Ryan Miller for his first of 2 goals in this game. That extends his goal-scoring streak to 7 games. And the Sens have a 1-0 lead. Skip to the third now, 2-1 Ottawa. Tim Connolly wires it off the bar and in. And with that, we're tied at 2. But with under a minute to go, Erik Karlsson, the pass to Daniel Alfredsson, and the captain buries it. Alfredsson would also add an empty netter as the Sens win their 10th in a row, taking it 4-2, and also pull within 3 points of the Sabres for top spot in the Northeast. One of the hottest teams, the Senators, the other, the Canucks. They play tomorrow right here.
Jung is sure about Buckley's. He knows the taste is worth it, because he knows Buckley's will relieve his cough.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
If he scores, the Penguins win it. Crosby.
113 Boston Marathon.
Sliding into midfield. That's a lovely goal. Pushes it ahead.
The Arsenal caps it.
They'll talk about this finish for a long time. And
Crosby, forehand.
Side angle on his right. Another knock, another ear. Can he get a shot away? Oh, yeah.
Down the slot. Scores! Goal!
Greatest day.
An extraordinary goal is the shootout.
On a perfect day in racing.
G2, 30 calories for more athletes. Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch. Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
At Toyo Tires, we research and design our tires to handle Canada's worst driving conditions. Toyo also knows you need tires that will perform in one particularly demanding area. The real world. Toyo Tires, engineered for the real world.
Looking for great value? Try our delicious classic menu with sandwiches for just $3.29. Satisfy your appetite the affordable way every day. Subway. Think fresh. Eat fresh.
Jung is sure about Buckley's. He knows the taste is worth it, because he knows Buckley's will relieve his cough.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
We will take a bit of a break from your CHL coverage. Our next game will feature the Swift Current Broncos and the Calgary Hitmen. It'll be right here on Rogers Sportsnet on March the 4th. But back to the K-Rock Center here in Kingston for the 2010 OHL All-Star Classic. And you're a bit of a veteran of this event. This is your 3rd OHL All-Star Classic. But what is for you the best feature of this event?
Just getting to know the guys.
you certainly don't enjoy playing against most of these guys, and you have a few choice words for them during the game, but it's nice to kind of get to know them and know what they're like off the ice, and you kind of develop friendships with something like this.
Now, the East, I mean, a lot is being made of the fact that the Eastern Conference has won 4 consecutive games. Is there any extra incentive to keep that streak alive, or is it just fun and games?
I mean, it's fun and games, but you want to win, right? I mean, everybody kind of always says the East is a weaker, conference, and we kind of got something to prove here, and we played well in the first period there. It's kind of a feeling out process, for everybody to kind of see those paces at, but I mean, hey, the Barrie guys don't want to lose to Windsor, and the Windsor guys don't want to lose to Barrie, so it's a fun competition.
And how are things going for you? Obviously, you were part of the big trade to go to the Barrie Colts, and obviously they're loading up. They feel that they can go all the way this year.
Yeah, I mean, we got a tremendous hockey team there in Barrie, and a great bunch of guys, and we could really do something special with our team, and certainly it's been exciting so far. I mean, we got a couple tough games this weekend, and I know we play Windsor next weekend, and we're just trying to gear ourselves toward the playoffs and hopefully make a run at this.
Well, we certainly wish you the best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
That's Alex Pietrangelo of the Barrie Colts. We'll be right back after the break. You're watching the 2010 OHL All-Star Classic in Kingston.
This intermission brought to you by Right Guard, the official deodorant of the CHL.
Hey, buddy. So, where's this new TV? Right this way. Here with Rogers, right? Yep. They've got the most HD sports, HD movies, and they have on demand. I can watch all the latest stuff whenever I want. So, where's the TV?
Love TV? You're going to love Rogers. The way TV should be.
Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Now, there's a new reactor emergency light with a slimmer design. It's a handy night light. It's a rechargeable emergency light that stays on when the power goes out. It's even a powerful LED flashlight. Be ready for any blackout with the new, slimmer reactor emergency light. Just $14.97.
Homeowners, helping homeowners.
Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations.
If he scores, the Penguins win it. Crosby. 113th Boston Marathon. Sliding into midfield. That's a lovely ball. Pushes it ahead.
The Arsenal caps it.
They'll talk about this finish for a long time.
Crosby, forehand. Side angle on his right. Another notch, another gear. He got a shot away. Oh, yeah.
Down the front. Scores! Goal! Greatest day.
An extraordinary goal.
It's the shootout.
What a perfect day in racing.
G2, 30 calories for more athletes.
At Toyo Tires, we research and design our tires to handle Canada's worst driving conditions. Toyo also knows you need tires that will perform in one particularly demanding area. The real world. Toyo Tires, engineered for the real world.
Looking for great value? Try our delicious classic menu with sandwiches for just $3.29. Satisfy your appetite the affordable way every day. Subway. Think fresh. Eat fresh.
It's a battle between the two best teams in Canada as the Canucks come to town to take on the red-hot Sens. Scotiabank Senators hockey. Canucks, Sens. Tomorrow on Rogers Sportsnet. The Canadian Canadian Hockey League on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. For everything you need to compete this season, there's MasterCard. By Buckley's, a proud supporter of CHL billet families, helping keep billets on the ice throughout the cold season. And by Rogers. Catch up on the hottest shows free with Rogers On Demand.
Welcome back to the K-Rock Center in Kingston, Ontario, home of the Frontenacs. Let's take a look at that first period. Sam, it was busy once it got going.
The East opened scoring on the power play. Cody Lindsay, his first of two. And it's Lindsay from Toffoli and Gauntz at that point to tie the game at 2. Hutchings and Agazzino strike for Team East to make it a 4-2 lead after 1. Cody Lindsay 1 goal short of tying a record set by 4 players with 3 goals in a game last year by both Cody Hodgson and Justin DiBenedetto, then of the Sarnia Sting.
He may have just jinxed it. There's back a little flip, trying to get it to Jeff Skinner, the Kitchener Rangers. The West steps out again. There's a shot. Sagan sends it high. West wearing the white jersey. Here's Beck trying to work it back in front again. It hits the skate. Now Tyler Sagan, the Whalers. Stripped away, and here's Stefan De La Rovere, the Barry Colts with Alex Hutchins. He takes a shot. Back comes the West. Skinner. Sagan fires it wide again.
Sight's just a little off. Sagan 2 good chances from in tight. Just them both wide and high.
Sagan able to steer it into the corner. Skinner will go after it now. Beck. Taylor Beck steps out. Back to the line. Ryan Ellis has got a pretty good shot. Sends it to the corner. Sagan. Turning away from pressure. Pietrangelo tried to get to Skinner in front. And De La Rovere starts back. Lead passer Hutchins rolls off the blade of his stick and into West territory. H.A. Jenks didn't like the pressure. Sends to the far side. Kadri steps in. Kadri with a very nice goal in the first period. Nazem Kadri loses it. Still bouncing it around. Somehow kept it in. Kadri takes the return. Swings in. Steps in front. Into the paint. Couldn't get a by. Vescarwani for the Frontenacs. Back comes the East. Pietrangelo leading the rush. To Smith-Pelly. Back to Pietrangelo. Couldn't get the pass away. Pietrangelo waiting. Kennedy. High. Now Crawford to Kennedy. Pass didn't work. Ellis tries to sweep it up. Skelly sends it to center. Nick Crawford is there for it. Casey Cizikas. Devontae Smith-Pelly moves in. Fires. It doesn't get a good shot away at all. Near side boards. Skelly throws it around. Kadri picks it up and then gives it away. Cizikas to Kennedy. And Leonard is able to stay with it.
Long shift for Kennedy at the very Colts.
Muzzin flipped to the center. Coming in now. Here's Kadri once again. Kadri fires off Vescarwani's shoulder. Crawford. Pass comes out. Here's Sean Jones along with Daly and Odell. East loses it. The West turn it back. Turcotte into the high slot. Was trying to get it to Cizikas. Turcotte now to Moran. Along with Greg McKay. In front. Rogalski dumps it low. Turcotte. McKay, he's turning with it. Into the corner. Turcotte. Steps it in front. Here's Odell. Couldn't get a shot away. Excuse me, Moran. Couldn't get a shot away to the far side. That's Turcotte again. Blacker right in front, deflected, rebound, Moran scores.
One thing we've seen out of Jeremy Moran is his ability to score goals because of those soft hands, and they are put on display here. It's just a soft little rebound that comes off the pad of Vescarwani. But look at how quick and how soft the hands are of Jeremy Moran. He reaches back and just tucks it in what is a very little space between the pad and the post. And the Kitchener Rangers, Jeremy Moran, also a gold medalist with Team USA at the most recently completed World Junior Championships, picks up his first goal of this OHL Classic.
And Impressive number of people. Here's a breakaway now. A steal, controlling the east, and Leonard stays all the way with Tyler Toffoli. Impressive collection of both Team USA and Team Canada members. He fires it, hits the side of the net. A little give and go with Wellwood, comes all the way back to the line. Kept in by Fowler. Ball in front, knocked away by Hart along the boards. Not out though. West controls. Fowler with the Windsor Spitfire. 5 slot, fires it, making save Bescuani on Adam Henrique. Wellwood to Hall, he fires it wide.
Great chemistry there. 3 Windsor Spitfires up front in Henrique, Wellwood, and Hall.
Toffoli in deep, in front, tried to get it to Lindsay for his third. Back comes to West. Adam Henrique has it knocked away. Agazzino ahead for Lindsay. Watch out, Lindsay and Toffoli. And he blows the tire. Toffoli now. In front, Agazzino fires it. One save by Leonard. The rebound, Agazzino's after it. In front. Fowler's there to scoop it up.
Leonard flopping all over the place.
Cameron Goss eases it in to Pietrangelo.
That's the type of game Pietrangelo likes. No offensive defenseman. He can just go up under the rush anytime he wants.
Della Rovere. Hutchings in the slot. Shot and reaching out is Leonard to grab it and get the whistle. Let's take a look at the top scores brought to you by Boston Pizza, your hockey headquarters with big TVs and great food. Boston Pizza, you're among hockey fans.
Tyler Seguin and Taylor Hall continue to maintain 1-2 with Hall 3 points back. Taylor back on fire for the Guelph Storm. Jordan Skellett tied with Beck at 72 points. Zach Torcato of the Erie Otters chips in with 70 points. Good enough for 4th spot. Near side, Della Rivera couldn't get a shot away. Ellis held him up and Hutchings followed up. And the save coming from Leonard, who has been busy. Robin Leonard, 17-9, 0-3 with a 279 goals against for the Sioux Greyhounds. Alex Hutchings already has a goal in this game. 17 multi-point games this season. Tries to make it 18, but he's foiled by Sault Ste. Marie's Robin Leonard. And I think maybe the Ottawa Senators might be pleased with the performance of Leonard right now. Seguin with a burst of speed, strap back pass, and just sitting it wide was Skinner. Wow, what a shot on the accelerator. Hutchings coming in, centers in front. Della Rivera couldn't do anything with the pass. Where handling in the corner, Della Rivera who comes out with it. Near side, Leonard scored as Hutchings was there and just unleashed. It's tied again. Rob, so often you get into these all-star games and you want to pair teammates together in the same line. The East has that comfort in 3 of its 4 lines having teammates on it. And here teammates hook up. Stephen Della Rivera with a great cross-rink pass. Alex Hutchings with the finish on the one-time shot. Hutchings, a Tampa Bay 4th-round pick in the most recent draft, adds to his 17 multi-point games with his 2nd goal here tonight. The East with the goal. Behind. Smith-Pelly. Back comes the West. Long stretch there for A.J. Jenks. Kennedy. Back, cleared away by Rogalski with Sarnia's thing. And keep it down low. The East. Buzzing around again. Lashoff. Cross ice. Stepping in. Leonard was able to push that away from Lalone. Back comes a 3-on-1 for the West. Jenks. Skellett. Godfrey couldn't finish it off. Cizikas on the right side. Lashoff tried to get a back to Cizikas. Broke it up by Rogalski. Lead pass. Torcato on the break. Torcato comes in. Scores! We showed you that Torcato has 70 points for the Erie Otters this year. That's good enough for 4th spot in the Ontario Hockey League. He adds to his point totals with his second goal of the night. A beautiful pass from Kadri. Catches Team East on a line change, and it's Torquato going 5-hole on Tyler Beskorowany. The goalies see too many of these breakaways throughout the course of an all-star game, and I think Beskorowany has had enough of seeing that.
Controlling. Crawford. Odell steps in. DeHart to the far side. Moving in front. East still trying to control Daly. Now across it comes. Odell steps in. Low. Sean Jones. Daly waits, trying to get it back to Odell. He hesitated. Odell. Jones back to the line. Pass comes into Crawford to the very Colts. It goes off the stick. Off the glass on the far side, and turning back is West. Here's Morin. He's got a goal. Drops it. Got to move in. The shot. Rebound bouncing. Puck. Moore couldn't step in on it. As McCabe tried to beat him. Back comes Jones. Odell. Turns, tries to backhand it, and it's cleared ahead. Torquato to the side of the net. Beskorowany seeing a lot more white jerseys right now. Lead pass. In across the line. Sean Lalonde, as he jumps right into the rush.
You gotta love that. One defenseman to another on the rush. Pietrangelo to Lalonde.
Lalonde, left point. Moving now, chipped ahead as Agostino had it stripped away. He's got to come back to back check. Henrique sweeps in. Couldn't get the shot away. Henrique backhanded to the middle. Taylor Hall. Wellwood turn. Henrique couldn't reach it. Quick shot there by Wellwood goes wide. Booming out the end board. Hall switches places with Ellis. Ellis into the slot. Down low. Henrique was trying to deflect that shot by Hall. Henrique control. Ellis on the backhand. Swept away by Agostino. Back comes the East. Pietrangelo to the side of the net, trying to jam it by Leonard. Agostino not able to do it.
Great job by Leonard not to overslide.
Henrique breaks in. Shot saved by Beskorowany. It's cleared away from the dangerous Taylor Hall. Alex Pietrangelo. Here's a chance now for Lindsay. He's got two. That one goes off the end glass. Blacker.
You guys did jinx it.
Skinner along the boards, but Hutchings was there. Now controlling the West. They start back. Lead pass. Almost picked off by the West. And Tyler Seguin. Blacker. De La Rivera watching him. Hutchings in the corner. De La Rivera on the far side. To the point. Bouncing puck grabbed by Ellis. Ellis off the glass. Beck steps out with it. Seguin comes in. Seguin has it picked off by Hutchings. He's playing well. Hutchings loses it to Skinner. Now here's Seguin. Seguin comes in. Nice little move. Beskorowany. Skinner followed up. Last shot.
Great man, doesn't he?
Look at Skinner buzzing around. Beck. Seguin saved by Beskorowany. Last shot. Back up on the right side. De La Rivera. Can't get the new goalies in. Hutchings. Shot. Steered away by Leonard. Hutchings turns around. Tried to fire it in front. Might have to play overtime just to get the extra goalies their time. Kadri turns. Fires it wide.
With all the defense being played in this game, if I'm a goalie, I'm covering that thing up and getting out of Dodge.
Werrick now Fowler. Skellett goes in. Crawford knocks it away. West moving in again to the side. Gone. Very nice defensive move to break up the pass. Devontae Smith-Pellick. Zizika along with Kennedy. Drop. Smith-Pellick fires and making the save is Leonard. And finally the goalies will get a break. Torquato with the goal. 5-4 East.
chip of the CHL, supporting amateur sports across Canada. For fans of the Western Hockey League, the Ontario Hockey League, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Old Dutch is your teammate for top quality snacks and dips.
Hey, Tim's Run, you want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich?
Sounds good.
Oh, on a biscuit bagel or English muffin?
Biscuit.
Got it.
Tim's says English muffins.
English muffin! Wait! English muffin! English muffin! Tim's English muffin! I want that breakfast sandwich. On an English muffin.
Yeah. I heard you upstairs.
Oh, great. That's right. Tim Hortons' new English muffin breakfast sandwich. Now only $1.99. Perfect with your favorite coffee.
Always Tim Hortons.
Most slips and falls happen in the bathroom. Virtually eliminate them with Home slip-free porcelain tub treatment. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Porcelain surfaces are slippery when wet. Unless you apply Home Slip-Free. It's simple and all-in-one package. Clean your porcelain tub, apply the slip-resistant treatment, feel the difference. Help prevent slips in the tub with Home Slip-Free porcelain tub treatment.
Homeowners, helping homeowners.
Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations.
Old Dutch is the official chip of the CHL, supporting amateur sports across Canada. For fans of the Western Hockey League, the Ontario Hockey League, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Old Dutch is your teammate for top quality snacks and dips.
New goaltenders for both teams. Team East has Chris Carozzi of Mississauga. Matt Hackett of Plymouth will take the spot in Team West's net. And standing by with Team West head coach, here's Louis Jean.
Well, Coach, was your goaltender begging you to stay on the bench here?
Yeah, he had a lot of rubber in the first period and a half, but yeah, he played really well. I stress in between the periods, the guys just start playing a little better defense, and they're having some great chances and a lot of action out here.
What do you think is the biggest benefit for the OHL to play this kind of an event?
I think it brings the best players in the league to markets like Kingston, and wherever it goes, I think the fans appreciate it. And it's good for the guys. It's all about the kids and rewarding them for their efforts for the season.
You're going to get your winter coat here? You're freezing on the bench.
Oh yeah, no, I need my mitts for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, somebody's got to help out the coaches if they're freezing.
Good point, though. It's a reward for guys who work hard all year, have had success throughout the course of their careers, and pretty good to see all the skill on display.
Skelly taking the pass, and Kadri drops it back for Kadri. He spins away and throws it back to Fowler. You know, and it's one of those things, Sam, as you said, the best players, they will always be referred to as an all-star. Something they'll always have, no matter where their career may take them.
You said it best at the luncheon today, that it's not often you can be called an all-star, but this guy, Alex Pietrangelo, that's all that's been attached to his name since coming into the league as a 16-year-old, a first-round pick, 4th overall in the 2008 draft. And we talked about how his career has moved to the National Hockey League with the St. Louis Blues and then back to junior hockey. That's not easy to take, and Pietrangelo's really adapted well to that happening to him twice in his career so far.
Kadri back to the point. Fowler to Kadri again. Turning. Away from Odell. Knocked away is a chance for Odell, but Kadri comes back. Scoop it up. Now steps across the line, but a little slow with Skellett. We'll take a break. 7:16 left. 5-4 East.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch. Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
If he scores,
shootout. On a perfect day in racing.
G2, 30 calories for more athletes.
Well, we recently saw the National Hockey League Central Scouting Rankings, but here's the International Scouting Service Rankings, and that includes everyone across the world. Hall, Sagan, and Fowler, 1, 2, and 3. Vladimir Tarasenko, who plays in Russia, is 4th on that list, and the Moncton Wildcats' Brandon Gormley checking in the 5 spot. National Hockey League Central Scouting likes to divide it between North America and Europe, whereas International Scouting takes everyone into consideration and ranks them accordingly.
West in white, East in blue. East with a 1-goal advantage. Odell almost threw a hit on Jenks. That would have been a surprise. Godric. Across it comes, and Skellick couldn't take the return pass there. And Jenks. Puck chopped free. Here's Jones on a breakaway. Jones busts in, and he is stopped by Matt Hackett of the Plymouth Whalers.
Hackett having a marvelous year. Traded over to Plymouth from Windsor last year. Jones comes in alone, 27 goals this year for the Brampton Battalion, puts on the brakes, goes backhand. But Hackett, so good on the technical side of his game, follows Jones all the way through and makes a great glove save.
Trying to march in, and again, Hackett had to be sharp as Toffoli walked right out of the face-off circle. Here's Moran coming the other direction. Drops it back, Buzzet. Turns to the side, and that whistles through the crease. Ellis, rink wide, waiting, looking for his spot. Moran can't find a bouncing puck. Took a very nice pass from Torquato. Ellis. Torquato, high slot, little drop, turning with his Jeremy Moran. Weight, speed. Trying to be generous with Greg McKay. Magazino. Here's it ahead. Lindsay and Toffoli also on this line. Muzzin sends it up the middle. Loose puck. McKay starts back. McKay with Moran. Moran makes no mistake, and he adds another to the West total.
Well, again, we talked about Jeremy Moran of the Kitchener Rangers and how sweet his hands are. This is just a sensational take and release. And it all starts with a pass from the defensive zone. From there, Greg McKaig of the Erie Otters takes over. And you can see fighting for position is Ellis. Meanwhile, Moran is left all alone on the right wing side. He takes this pass and simply tips it past Christopher Carosi, which is not an easy task. The Mississauga St. Michael's Majors goalie leads the Ontario Hockey League with a 2.24 goals against.
Moran has a pair. Game tied at 5. Buzzing around again. East. Warren in behind to Della Rovere. Stepping Della Rovere. Barry Coates. Now Warren. Kingston. Hutchings of Barry. To the side. Try to get it to Pietrangelo. Who's gotten to the front of the net again. Here's an opportunity. Carosi wasn't going to let Wellwood slide one by him. Henrique fires Carosi the save. Pietrangelo to Della Rivera, right wing. He winds, then fakes, tries to move it around. Hutchings couldn't get to it. Here's Wellwood. Hall. Wellwood. Across the line. Flasher tried to get it back to Hall. Off Hall's skate. Della Rivera following him. Della Rivera all tied up with Hall. Dancing around through the slot. Gone. Being watched by Henrique. Rink-wide pass. Blacker. To Beck. The 12 Storm. And one step over the line for the offside. 10 goals, 5 apiece in the second period.
Suffering from congestion, sneezing, a runny nose? Fortunately, there's NeilMed Sinus Rinse, a drug-free nasal wash that gently removes excess mucus and allergens from the nose. Try NeilMed Sinus Rinse today.
Canada's annual success at the World Juniors is a direct result of the strong partnership between Hockey Canada and the Canadian Hockey League. CHL clubs release their top players and coaches to Hockey Canada each year to proudly represent their country in the World Juniors. Hockey Canada offers the best hockey development system, and the CHL provides outstanding scholarship opportunities for players in major junior hockey in the Canadian system. Hockey Canada and the Canadian Hockey League working together to ensure Canada remains an international force in hockey.
Hey, buddy. So, where's this new TV? Right this way. Here with Rogers, right? Yep. They've got the most HD sports, HD movies, and they have on demand. I can watch all the latest stuff whenever I want. So, where's the TV?
Love TV? You're going to love Rogers. The way TV should be.
Suffering from congestion, sneezing, a runny nose? Fortunately, there's NeilMed Sinus Rinse, a drug-free nasal wash that gently removes excess mucus and allergens from the nose. Try NeilMed Sinus Rinse today.
And welcome back to Kingston with Steve Hall, Taylor Hall's father, and I'm sure this must be a very special night for you because, of course, Taylor grew up here.
Yeah, very much so. Well, we've lived here for 4 years, and he only comes back to Kingston once in the season, so it's nice to have him back. He stayed at home the other night and had a home-cooked meal and got a good rest, and he's happy to be here.
How difficult is it as a parent to be kind of just standing on the sidelines waiting for your kid to be drafted? Everybody's talking about him being ranked #1 by Central Scouting, but you have zero control over this.
Well, you can always hope other teams lose. So, you know, no, it's fun, though. Just because a team finishes down at the lower end doesn't necessarily mean that team will be the team that drafts your son. So, but it's fun. I mean, you have no control, so you really can't worry about it, and I know Taylor doesn't. But at the same time, it's kind of neat to see the teams that may be in the running.
Thanks so much for this.
No problem. Thanks very much.
Rob?
Yeah, and it changes from day to day in the National Hockey League, too.
Edmonton down there, Carolina,
Toronto, excuse me, Boston.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And, of course, I'm sure many Leaf fans are watching that pick with interest. Not going to go wrong in the top 3, are you? In the Ontario Hockey League. And a great group. Seguin, Hall, or Fowler in front. Devontae Smith-Pellet kicks it free. Kennedy across the line. Sadiqa's trailing. Opting to shoot was Kennedy, and making the save was Hackett and covering up. 3:10 left to play in the second period. 4-2 for the East after 1. West with 3 goals in this period. East with 1.
Matt Hackett taking over for Robin Leonard, a third-round pick of the Minnesota Wild in the 2009 draft. And he's been a busy guy. 40 consecutive starts, a franchise record for Plymouth, the 3rd most shots faced. They'll be riding him right into what they hope is a lengthy run into the playoffs.
Puck skips just wide of his glove hand as East continues to put the pressure on him. Daly turns. Swings it low, stepping out of the corner, and they score, and Odell the benefit. As the East able to find that, Sean Jones stepped up and flipped up, and right there was Eric Odell.
You know, Rob, skilled players love time and space, and in a game like this magnitude and of this kind of laissez-faire defensive play, you often get time and space. And look at Eric Odell. He's got a little bit of both here. He brings it from the backhand to the forehand, and he's able to slide it very quickly underneath the pads of Matt Hackett.
One goal advantage for the East. Lalone sends it ahead to Foley, digs for it. Here comes the West. Skellett across the line. Skellett. Wings wide, waiting to see Cadre coming in. Good save there by Ferozzi. Ferozzi makes another save from the sharp angle. Calling for it on the far side, A.J. Jenks. Jenks has it knocked away by Lalone. A 2-on-1 now for East. And Zeno goes in and scores! Toffoli finds Agostino, and now he adds another.
fourth goal of the game for this line comprised of Ottawa 67's Tyler Toffoli, Cody Lindsay, and the Niagara Ice Dogs' Alex Agazino. It's a good play there by Sean Lalonde. He's able to take this pass, just tip it ahead, and from there Toffoli's off to the races. You see him take that quick peek over his left shoulder. Now he realizes that he has Agazino with the step on the defender. He puts it on his tape, and Agazino picks up his second of the game.
7-5 now, and across the line offside. 38 seconds apart, the goals by Odell and Agazino.
Even in all-star games, great offensive play starting the defensive zone. Toffoli to Agazino with the finish after a great defensive play by Sean Lalonde of the Belleville Bulls.
Moran, he comes in. He's got 2 goals. Turning it right back. Here's East again. A burst of speed. Hutchings. Rebound. Delravere.
It's all Barry Colts all the time as the East takes a commanding lead in this game. Alex Pietrangelo with his head on a swivel. He already passed the puck like an NHL defenseman, and he initiates this rush from his own end. See him take a quick peek. Now he knows exactly where that pass is going. It goes to Hutchings. From there, Hutchings is stopped, but Delravere follows up on the one-handed backhand and picks up the goal. All 3 Barrie Colts involved on this effort. Delravere picks up his first of the contest.
8-5 the score. I imagine the West during the break will be encouraged to reply. East again, stepping across the line. Zika goes outside, but loses the puck. Now Kennedy is shot, trying to jam away at his Smith-Pelly. Hackett makes the save and gets the whistle.
Now Blacker will have a word with Smith-Pelly. Smith-Pelly of the Mississauga St. Michael's Majors. He's a big, strong guy, and one of his greatest assets is his ability to stand in front of the net and not be moved by the defense. And you see Jesse Blacker, who's pretty strong in his own right. Pelly just throws him off to the side. Smith-Pelly, and that great strength has helped him to be one of the top goal scorers in the league.
3 goals in a minute 6 by the East. Has them on top 8-5. Last shot for Kingston Frontenacs. Trying to pick up a little speed with Tony DeHart. DeHart continues to roll. Finally had it checked away. Races on. Hall and Lashoff. Lashoff tried to clear it in front. Stolen away by Henrique. Here's Moore. Down low to Hall. Trying to work it back to Henrique, who was cutting down the slot. Kennedy across the line with Suzuki. Kennedy opts to shoot. Deflected high and in the netting behind Matt Hackett.
On a good job by Matt Kennedy of the Barrie Colts. You can see he's pushing a little bit here. Obviously missed some time after suffering that concussion on the hit by Zach Cassian. But for Kennedy, he's rebounded, he's back healthy, and the Barrie Colts are happy to see that.
His first game back was Thursday against the Sudbury Wolves. And after all, of course, the shot to the head by Zach Cassian took a puck in the mouth. Just said, well, why not?
Welcome back.
Yeah. Across the line. Well, loses it. Lalonde steers it around to Crawford. 6 seconds left. Long lead pass. East wants more. They fire, and Hackett makes a save at the buzzer. 8-5 as the East got something going towards the end. Let's take a look at our play of the second period. Brought to you by Toyo Tires, driven to perform.
We go back to the last goal scored by Team West. Initiation and the pass through the zone where Greg McKegg picks it up in the neutral zone. Jeremy Morin takes advantage of the fact that Ellis was drawn out of the play and finishes off the goal. The Kitchener Rangers with his second of the night.
So you're going to get writer's cramp if you're following at home. But right now, the East leads the West, 8-5.
7th place in Turin shocked the nation. Now, for Steve Yzerman, the weight of this nation rests on his shoulders. Go inside the war room with never-before-seen footage for an in-depth look at the selection of your Team Canada. Learn why these men were chosen, the 23 men who will defend Canada's honor at Vancouver 2010. On home ice, February 8th at 7 on Rogers Sportsnet.
Honey?
Hi.
I figured out our vacation.
Great.
Paris.
Paris. But this is for seniors.
Exactly. That's what we'll be when we have enough points to fly there.
Ow.
It's your first gray hair. We're practically there.
How do you fly sooner? Use 25% fewer reward miles on every Air Miles flight with the BMO Gold Air Miles MasterCard.
Your walls take a beating. Give them the durable finish they need with new Beauty Tone scuff-proof wall finish, exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Commercial quality scuff-proof works on any interior surface. It's low VOC and non-toxic, with no primer required, even over oil paint, and it often covers in one coat. Get tough, durable walls with new Beauty Tone scuff-proof wall finish.
Exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations.
Hey, buddy. So, where's this new TV? Right this way. Here with Rogers, right? Yep. They've got the most HD sports, HD movies, and they have on demand. I can watch all the latest stuff whenever I want. So, where's the TV?
Still, a view to...
Love TV? You're going to love Rogers. The way TV should be.
Looking for great value? Try our delicious classic menu with sandwiches for just $3.29. Satisfy your appetite the affordable way every day. Subway. Think fresh. Eat fresh.
Welcome back to our Connected Studios, everyone. Martine Geyer. Hope you're enjoying the hockey game. We have some NHL highlights to show you between the Blackhawks and the Blues. Let's show you what happened earlier tonight. Patrick Kane and his Hawks, winners of 18 of their last 21 games at home, and they will open the scoring. Troy Brouwer blocking the shot at the blue line, and he will feed Kane, who skates in alone, roofing the backhander over Mason, and that gives the Hawks a 1-0 lead after one. Give Kane 22 goals on the season. Then late in the second, now tied at 1, the Blues on the power play. It's David Backes who rips one off Brent Seabrook, and that one's in for his second of the game. The Blues up 2-1. Just over a minute later, Roman Polak letting it go, and Jay McClement redirects it home as the Blues go on to win 3-2 the final. Also tonight, the Senators winning their 10th in a row. They run into the red-hot Canucks tomorrow right here on Sportsnet East. Join us at 7:30 Eastern for all the action.
Jung is sure about Buckley's. He knows the taste is worth it, because he knows Buckley's will relieve his cough.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Ding dong!
Canada's annual success at the World Juniors is a direct result of the strong partnership between Hockey Canada and the Canadian Hockey League. CHL clubs release their top players and coaches to Hockey Canada each year to proudly represent their country in the World Juniors. Hockey Canada offers the best hockey development system, and the CHL provides outstanding scholarship opportunities for players in major junior hockey in the Canadian system. Hockey Canada and the Canadian Hockey League working together to ensure Canada remains an international force in hockey.
Hey, Tim's on. You want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich?
Sounds good.
Oh, on a biscuit bagel or English muffin?
Biscuit.
Got it.
Tim's says English muffins. English muffin! Wait! English muffin! English muffin! Tim's English muffin! I want that breakfast sandwich. On an English muffin.
Yeah. I heard you upstairs.
Oh, great. That's right. Tim Hortons' new English muffin breakfast sandwich. Now only $1.99. Perfect with your favorite coffee.
Always Tim Hortons.
At Toyo Tires, we research and design our tires to handle Canada's worst driving conditions. Toyo also knows you need tires that will perform in one particularly demanding area. The real world. Toyo Tires, engineered for the real world.
If he scores, the Penguins win it. Crosby.
113 Boston Marathon.
Sliding into midfield. That's a lovely goal. Pushes it ahead.
The Arsenal caps it.
We'll talk about this finish for a long time. And
Crosby, forehand.
Side angle on his right. Another notch, another gear. But he got a shot away. Oh, yeah.
Down the front. Scores. Goal.
greatest day.
An extraordinary goal. It's the shootout.
On a perfect day in racing.
G2, 30 calories for more athletes.
Jung is sure about Buckley's. He knows the taste is worth it because he knows Buckley's will relieve his cough.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
With the Olympics coming up, we'll take a bit of a break from our CHL coverage, but our next game on Rogers Sportsnet comes your way on March the 4th. Swift Current will be in Calgary. As we take you back to Kingston, our guest, Taylor Hall of Kingston, you have a knack for big games. You have won the MVP in the Top Prospects game. You also were the MVP in the Memorial Cup. And here we are now in the OHL All-Star game. However, so far no points, and it seems like the East are really coming on.
Yeah, I think.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's been a good experience so far. You know, I don't have any points or whatever, but I think we're all here having fun and just trying to put on a show.
You were the OHL's leading scorer, top player of the week for the OHL in the past 7 days. Tell me a little bit about your progression as a player, the World Juniors, and now all the attention on you as the draft is coming up.
Yeah, there's been a lot of pressure. I think this year's been a bit of a learning experience for myself, but you know, the World Juniors gave me a lot of confidence. I felt I played pretty well there, and just too bad we didn't come home with the right medal. But you know, so far I've been doing well since I got back, and hopefully I can continue it and have a good playoffs.
How is your draft year playing out as opposed to your expectations? I guess you probably had a plan at the beginning, and how is things going so far?
Things are going great. You know, hopefully our team can go on a long playoff run and hopefully get back to the Memorial Cup. But so far my draft year has been great. You know, coming in the year I didn't know what to expect, but so far I'm having a lot of fun and just trying to enjoy it all.
Thanks so much, and best of luck in the third.
Thanks.
There's Taylor Hall of the Windsor Spitfires, the Western Conference, looking to get back in this game in the third period.
It's a battle between the two best teams in Canada as the Canucks come to town to take on the red-hot Sens. Scotiabank Senators hockey. Canucks, Sens, tomorrow on Rogers Sportsnet.
Hey, buddy. So, where's this new TV? Right this way. Here with Rogers, right? Yep. They've got the most HD sports, HD movies, and they have on demand. I can watch all the latest stuff whenever I want. So, where's the TV?
Love TV? You're gonna love Rogers. The way TV should be.
Looking for value? Try our delicious classic menu with sandwiches for just $3.29. Satisfy your appetite the affordable way every day. Subway. Think fresh. Eat fresh.
If he scores, the Penguins win it. Crosby.
113 Boston Marathon.
Sliding into midfield. That's a lovely goal. Pushes it ahead.
The Arsenal captain.
They'll talk about this finish for a long time.
Crosby, forehand.
Side angle on his right. Another notch, another gear. He got a shot away. Oh, yeah.
Down the slot. Scores. Goal.
Her greatest day.
An extraordinary goal. It's the shootout.
On a perfect day in racing.
G2, 30 calories for more athletes.
There's MasterCard.
Get enough high-definition sports? Get the best seat in the house on Sportsnet Ontario HD.
Here's a look at the second period summary brought to you by Vaughn. Take your game to the next level.
Jeremy Warren opened the scoring for the West at the 3:32 mark. Alex Hutchings with his second. Torquato also has two, and then Warren with his second at the 14:20 mark. The scoring continued, but all three of the final goals in the period scored by the East. Odell Agazino and Stefan Della Rivera with his first shots on goal, 35-31 through two periods of play, with the East leading in that department.
Nothing better than a good 66-shot game. And let's join Louis Jean with some very special guests. Louis?
Special indeed, Rob. The Buckleys is a proud supporter of CHL billet families, helping keep billets on the ice during the cold and flu season. I'm joined by Don Keith and Colby, very special guest here across. And you guys are first-year billets. Tell me a little bit about that experience. How is it?
It's a great experience. Our number one player is actually right in front of us right now.
There's Alan.
There's Alan. No, it's a great experience. These youngsters are a long, long way away from home, and they need, you know, the added security and family atmosphere to.
Now, Alan, let's get you in the shot here. Now, the camera's over here, but tell me about it. We're talking about billets, and without billets, there is no OHL, there is no CHL. How's it been for you? And I know you've got your big brother now to Colby.
Yeah, it's good having a great family, always there for support, and when you need it. And it's good having a little brother to hang around with and play mini sticks and all that stuff, and just to be a part of a normal family and to have that.
Now, apparently he's pretty good at little sticks. Now, who wins at little sticks?
I do.
You do. There we go. See, guys? A nice little happy CHL billet family as we send it back to you.
That's terrific. And just look at the smile. They enjoy being part of the Ontario Hockey League experience. And, of course, this isn't unique to the Ontario Hockey League. Sam, it goes coast to coast in the CHL.
And they got a good one. And Alan Quine was the second overall pick by the Kingston Frontenacs in last year's OHL priority draft. He'll have a home for a long time here in Kingston.
They like him and like him a lot. Right now, the home crowd, the Frontenacs crowd here at the K-Rock Center, likes the score, 8-5. And we're trying to keep track of those with multiple goals. You know how you mentioned that 3 was the record? There might be about 6 guys either tying it or bettering it the way this has gone.
Well, by my count, 3 in the East in Hutchings, Agazino, and Lindsay with 2 apiece. And 2 guys in the West, Jeremy Morin of the Kitchener Rangers and Zach Torquato of the Erie Otters. We'll see if Eastern Conference coach Stan Butler decides to lock things down here and wrap up a 5th consecutive victory for the East in this event.
You're trying to tell me they're going to play D in an OHL All-Star Classic.
Well, you know, Stan was a little upset in that interview in the first period. He was talking about the guys getting a little more focused. We'll see what his club does here in the third.
However, now he's working with that 3-goal cushion. Yeah, maybe it changes a little bit. Kennedy dumps it in. The West wearing white, the East wearing blue. A.J. Jenks spins around his own net. Cizikas watching him. Lead pass. Here's Nazem Kadri. The London Knights. Kadri moves it across. Skellett. His shot. That whistles by Carosi. Goaltender for the Mississauga St. Michael's Majors. Back comes Kennedy. One touch to Cizikas. And responding neatly is Matt Hackett of the Plymouth Whalers. Kadri makes a nice little move. Skellett in front. And it's stolen away at the last moment by Lashoff of the Kingston Frontenacs. Kennedy. Back he comes. Ryan Ellis is there. They reverse the flow. Back down the left side. Kadri, rink wide. Skellett there with Ellis. Ellis is right in front of the net. Kadri, one touches it high and over the net. Kadri back to Ellis. They switch spots. Kadri takes it from him. Down to the side of the net. They score! Skellett did the dishing, and the West gets one back.
A.J. Jenks, who plays for Mike Bellucci's Plymouth Whalers, on the doorstep. Thank Jordan Skellett at the end of a very long shift. In fact, a minute 13 as that line started the period. Some nice work down below the goal line. Kadri to Skellett. Skellett emerges, buys himself a little space to find that lane to get A.J. Jenks, and he feeds it right through a keyhole for Jenks to finish it off.
Sean Jones across the line, shot. Hackett makes his save. Jacob Muzzin drops it back behind the net. Tyler Seguin. Seguin to Ellis. Ellis, a nippy little pass to Seguin. Seguin with Beck and Skinner. Across the line they come. Seguin. Skinner, he sends it wide. Tried to jam it in as he comes up from behind the net. And they get the whistle.
Chance there for Jeff Skinner of the Kitchener Rangers. Jacob Muzzin is an interesting story. He was drafted by Pittsburgh a couple of years ago, but didn't sign. But he's picked up his offensive game. He's a tough guy, and now he's added that offensive element to what was already a strong defensive game, and recently signed with the Los Angeles Kings. So a great story of persistence for Jacob Muzzin, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds.
Back comes the East again. Cody Lynn, Tyler Toffoli, Agazino. He's been buzzing around all night. Lindsay with a couple of goals, Agazino with 2, and Toffoli has been adding helpers. Lindsay tries to jam away. Here's Toffoli, couldn't get a shot away. Odd man rush again. West comes back. Beck tries to split the D. He is knocked down, goes into the net. As Nick Crawford stayed right with him.
You see the referee's getting a good laugh, but Taylor Beck, not a ton of speed going into that post. Comes off awfully easily. Back of the 12th Storm, smiling his way back to the bench. 3rd round pick of the Nashville Predators. He's won goal with Team Ontario at the under-18s and tries to pattern his game after Rick Nash. Pretty good choice.
Rogalski. Across the line, the West tried to find some room. Jeremy Moran. Rogalski has to retreat as Della Rivera follows him. Off the boards in the center. Almost stolen away by Torquato. Here comes Moran. Moran. Now, okay, good pad save by Carosi. Lead pass now. Picked off and centered by Jesse Blacker. Across the line. Blacker from Owen Sound. Into the corner. 8-6 the score. The East leading. Della Rovere. Moran following him. Across the line comes Della Rovere. Into the slot. Hutchings. Getting enough of it was Hackett, was spirited behind the goal. Cleared up by Rogalski. McKay in across. Torquato trailing. Torquato turns away. Tries to get it back in front. Moran. Wade tried to turn it around. Stolen away. Torquato's shot. Carosi got enough of it to steer it into the corner.
Line's been really effective for the Western Conference. Moran and then Forcado working with Greg McKay of the Erie Otters.
Kennedy. Now to Zizekas. He couldn't get a shot away as Moore steers it for the board. Hall. Fowler now on the right. Fowler tried to get a rink-wide pass. It went off Kennedy's skates. Hall is there for it. Swings around and in the corner. Adam Henrique also the Spitfire. Protecting the puck. Now Fowler sends it the other direction. Hall walks out of the corner. Stolen away. The East turn with it. That's the Hart. Cleared ahead. Kennedy coming in. Fires and getting enough of it was Hackett to steer it away. Henry at the line. Here's Wellwood. Hall makes one move, then another, and door shut by Carosi. Now Wellwood came around. Couldn't get a shot away. Taylor Hall in front. Couldn't get the pass to Wellwood. Backhanded by Moore. Neat little pass.
The Harlem Globetrotters.
Zizekas. Pietrangelo to the side, and Smith-Pelly finishes it off for the East.
Devontae Smith-Pelly usually scores his goals from a little further out with a shot that's hard as a rock, but here he puts some hot, soft hands on display. Cameron Gauntz gets it started to Smith-Pelly, his teammate. And there, Alex Pietrangelo jumps up. He's got Hackett down before Smith-Pelly finishes it off. And Alex Pietrangelo, no stranger to the offensive zone in this game. You'll want to scale that back a little tomorrow night when the very cold host Smith-Pelly and the Mississauga St. Michael's Major.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get that same opportunity against a tough Barry Colts team. Pietrangelo. Far side, 9-6 the score. Odell, Sudbury Wolves. Odell tries to turn it back, loops in front. Hackett finally able to get a eyeball on it and then slows it down. Jones was there, Odell and Daly.
Devontae Smith-Pelly with his first of the game. Pietrangelo chipping in, and Smith-Pelly having a blast on the bench. Big, strong guy, highly rated for the upcoming draft. 67th Central Scouting has him ranked.
Skellett turning. There's Kadri. He turns across the line. There with Ellis. Kadri had it knocked away from him. Steers it around to Ellis behind the net. That's right, Ryan Ellis, defenseman, behind the net. Not afraid to abandon their defensive position. Here, Kadri. One move, then another. Good save by Carosi. Jenks in the corner, steers it in behind to Skellett. One hands it to Muzzin. Muzzin throws it down. Skellett grabs it, bouncing puck, and Odell steers it away. Into the corner it goes. Crawford is there. Kadri trying to check him, also working out. Here's Kadri stepping out. Had Jenks with him. Muzzin. Skellett to the line. Ellis fakes, steps in to the side. Controlling now Ellis once again. That shot hits the leg. Kadri. He loses it, but Skellett is there. Jordan Skellett tried to work it back in front for Kadri. Lalone clears it down the ice. There'll be a whistle. 13-27. And watch this by Ryan Ellis. Okay, there we go. Acrobats everywhere. 9-6 East.
Hey, Tim John, you want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich?
Sounds good.
Oh, on a biscuit bagel or English muffin?
Biscuit.
Got it.
Tim says English muffins.
English muffin! Wait! English muffin! English muffin! Tim's English muffin!
I want that breakfast sandwich. On an English muffin.
Yeah. I heard you upstairs.
Oh, great. That's right. Tim Hortons' new English muffin breakfast sandwich. Now only $1.99. Perfect with your favorite coffee.
Always Tim Hortons.
There's nothing more inspiring than the perfect colors.
The perfect colors are all here in Designer Series paint by Beauty Tone.
Exclusively at Home Hardware
and Building Center locations.
Rich, inspirational colors with no primer required.
Get independent laboratory-tested quality in every can.
More scrubbable, more stain-resistant, more durable.
Get the finest quality with Designer Series paint by Beauty Tone. Exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations.
If he scores, the Penguins win it. Crosby.
113 Boston Marathon.
Sliding into midfield. That's a lovely goal. Pushes it ahead.
The Arsenal captain.
They'll talk about this finish for a long time.
Crosby, forehand.
Side angle on his right. Another notch, another gear. Can he get a shot away? Oh, yeah.
Down the front. Scores. Goal.
Her greatest day.
An extraordinary goal is the shootout.
On a perfect day in racing.
G2, 30 calories for more athletes.
Welcome back to Kingston with Hall of Famer Brian Kilray, one of the general managers that put the Eastern Conference team together. What was the biggest challenge for you in putting this squad together?
Well, Jeff Toohey and I were doing it, and we were naturally have to have every team represented, but we were trying to get fellows that would come in here and play to win. And I know they don't hit in this type of game, but you still want to get the character guys that would put winning first.
And that's not sitting well with you. I think you want a little more compete in this one.
I'd like to see a little bit more and do a little bit more, but I realize they play a lot of games, and so if they're having fun, I guess that's the important thing.
Thanks so much. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thanks, Louis.
Rob? A couple of killers in the audience tonight. Brian Kilray and Doug Gilmore. Gilmore, the head coach of the Kingston Frontenacs. Gotta love that in coaches like Stan Butler and Brian Kilray. Gotta have a little more compete. I don't think he'd be upset if somebody maybe laid a hip check into somebody.
He might have benched a couple of guys by this point in the game.
Again, Skinner, backhander, rattles off the end wall. Down by 3 of the West. Moving in, Rogalski steps in, shot, that goes off the glass. Vic comes back, and Beck is the first man back, along with Rogalski. Lead pass, trying to feed Sagan right to the East Carosi, who steers it around. Turning away from pressure, DeHart. Stolen away. Skinner tried to walk out. DeHart returned to favor, stealing it back. De La Rovere across the line. Tries to make a move inside. Rattles off a couple of shin pads. De La Rovere. Now to the side. Lindsay once. Back in front it comes. Goss to Agostino. He's got another.
Pretty play, and Agostino doesn't have goals come to him this easy during the course of the regular season with the Niagara Ice Dogs, but he's been on fire here tonight. He goes down low to Lindsay. Now he'll circle the wagons, and you can see Agostino just slip into that spot, that no man's land, and as he slips away from the check, he's got a ton of room to complete the hat trick. The 7:54 mark, putting on a good show, Andrew Agostino of the Niagara Ice Dogs.
Joining Scott Barney, Hunter Tremblay, Cody Hodgson, and Justin DiBenedetto with a hat trick. They score again! Ethan Werrick of the Frontenacs snaps that by.
Funny, Rob, when we assessed this game at the start, we looked at all the firepower that the West possesses, yet it's the East exploding for goals in short time frames. And here it's Ethan Werrick of the hometown Kingston Frontenacs who's able to pick up his first goal. He steps in between the circles, lets it fly to beat Hackett.
9 ticks apart, 2 goals. Coming in now, diving, that was Carosi as Moran. Came right up the middle. Moran steals it away. Turns, face off circle in front, they score! Right back comes the West. Torquato adds another.
No surprise, this line has been so good for Team West. You have 2 Iriotters in Torquato and McKegg, and you cap that off with the sweet hands of Jeremy Moore, and you add a 4th goal for Team West in this game. Torquato will end up with the marker, his 3rd of the game, as he too has a wide open net and a beautiful pass from Jeremy Moore to the Kitchener Rangers. Head down, he knows he's got Torquato in a great spot, and again, very good finish on his part.
18 goals in the game to this point. Still 11:36 to play. I'm running out of ink. Moran steals it. McKay. Now here's Moran on the left side. High slot. Moran waits. Cradles the puck too long. Trying to get set up in front was McKay. Tortado tried to feed him. Ellis now under pressure from Kennedy. Stealing it away. Back at Crawford to the side. They tried to work it to Smith-Pelly. Zizikas was there. Now Kennedy. Bouncing puck. Controlled by the West. Muzzin from the Sioux. Across the line. Drops it for Ellis. Those defenders on the left side. Defense right now. McKaig and Henrique. Crawford. In front, here's McKay. Lead pass. Here's Wellwood. On the break, Wellwood takes. Oh, a good save by Carosi.
A style leg lift didn't work for Wellwood.
Carosi stopped all 9 of the breakaway shooters, and here's another one. He stopped that one, Taylor Hall.
Spitfires trying to have their way with Chris Carosi, but he's having none of it.
Odell across the line, the drop. Shot rolls towards the net. Daly couldn't get to it. Back in front it comes to Odell. He couldn't control. Lashoff has it pushed by him by Henrique. Henrique is there with Hall. Hall back in front. Wellwood kicks it wide as it came back. Nice passing by the Windsor trio. Not to the side. It was wide. Kept in by Rogalski at the left point. Henrique behind the net. Lashoff battles with him. Hall gathers it up. Near side for Rogalski, who came in from the point. Daly now. Trouble clearing. Here's Hall. Steals it away. Lashoff grabs it from him. Jesse Blacker under a little pressure there. And Sean Jones clears it ahead. Hall for the West. In the east zone, buzzing around again. Hall sends it to the far side.
Good 2-minute shift for Hall.
Skellett, here's Hall. Tried to backhand it. Still controlling. The West. Fowler. Skellett. One touch in Hall. May never come off.
Very good.
Turning at the line. Hall going for a rest. Here's Moore. He's out on D now. Stopping at the line is Jenks. Almost had it stripped away. Jenks fires and it gets through.
A.J. Jenks with his second goal of the period for Team West. He of the Plymouth Whalers has been oh so successful this year for Mike Bellucci's squad. And this is one that Chris Carosi will surely want to have back. As the puck moves towards the middle of the ice, pretty clear lane, just goes low blocker side to beat him. A.J. Jenks second of the period.
89 shots on goal. East 45, West 44. Goalies might be a little twitchy tonight. Alex Pietrangelo. Long lead pass. The Hail Mary skips by Hutchings, and it's whistled down. Time for the scorers to get some rest. We'll take a break. It's 11-8 East.
Jung is sure about Buckley's. He knows the taste is worth it because he knows Buckley's will relieve his cough.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
for great value? Try our delicious classic menu with sandwiches for just $3.29. Satisfy your appetite the affordable way every day. Subway. Think fresh. Eat fresh.
Jung is sure about Buckley's. He knows the taste is worth it because he knows Buckley's will relieve his cough.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Buckley's. It tastes awful, and it works.
Just a few moments ago, Eric Wellwood of the Western Conference getting a breakaway. Glorious chance to get his team back on the board. I'm with his brother here, who's with the Vancouver Canucks. He'll be playing in Ottawa in a few nights. But tell me what he did wrong. I mean, high 10 being 2020. What would you have done on that play?
Well, I think he had the right idea. He just seemed to lose the puck. Obviously, in this game, there's going to be a lot more dekes than shots. And, you know, I think he tried one too many moves, maybe.
Kyle, the Canucks are in Ottawa tomorrow to face the Ottawa Senators. But you told me you rented a car and you wanted to come see him play. I guess playing in the NHL, you don't get a chance to see him all that much.
Yeah, exactly. Especially being on the West Coast now, you know, there's nowhere really I could see him. I think he got the call that day to come to the All-Star game. So it's fortunate I'm in town here.
Thanks so much for doing this. Best of luck tomorrow.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Add another to the total for East as Della Rovere took a beautiful pass and put it by. Did he just call for surrender?
Yeah.
Did Hackett just say that's enough?
He's had enough. He's tapping out Matt Hackett, the goalie of the Plymouth Whalers. Stefan Della Rovere picks up his second of the evening, so plenty of multi-goal scorers here for Team East. Petrangelo, Hutchings, and the Barry combo is at it once again.
If he had a white flag, do you think he would have waved it by now?
Help.
Back comes East again. Well, just buzzing through. I'm the same way as you, Sam. I thought West had a lot of offensive pump, but it appears that the East is more than ready to counter.
That's what we talked about off the top of the broadcast, the key to victory, that the East is going to have three lines with players on the same team on it. And that chemistry has really worked out well here tonight.
East, Kennedy sends it high into the netting. East trying to win its 5th straight OHL All-Star Classic.
The format's changed over the course of the years, but over the last 10, it's been the East winning 6 of those, 4 straight coming into tonight's play. Taylor Beck and the West have their work cut out for them here, down 4 goals with 7:19 left.
I also think our stats man, Scott Carson's ready to tap out too. He's trying to keep track of all that. He and Hackett, they're exhausted. Interesting to note that of all the Windsor players, only Ryan Ellis has a point. Here's Beck. Wide side to Sagan. Fires it. Beck didn't see it whistle by as he had an open side. Skinner. Beck. Knocked away by Crawford. Muzzin goes into the far corner. Skinner's there for it. And the Kitchener Rangers. There's Sagan. Plymouth Whalers. Straight pass. Ellis got the shot away.
His vision is something else. I mean, it's been a few chances.
Oh, there it goes. Skip up and over. Skinner gets the goal.
I like how Jacob Muzzin just kept this puck alive by dumping it into an open corner. From there, Team West able to maintain possession of the puck. And a good pass from Tyler Sagan started one good opportunity, but it's Jeff Skinner with the finish on a rolling puck down the back of Carozzi's back. See Sagan with that chance, and as the puck rolls backwards, Skinner is able to take advantage of it on a good pass from Taylor Beck, and he rolls it up over the shoulder of Carozzi.
Muzzin. That's on line. Sagan at the shot. That one over the shoulder of Carozzi and off the glass, and back comes East again. Toffoli with Lindsay. Toffoli waits, tried to ease it ahead. Lindsay now. Near side. Magazino. Lindsay. Sagan. Now to Beck. The glove storm. Carozzi just clears it away. He doesn't want the traffic in front either.
He's a competitive guy. We saw that in the morning skate this morning. His teammate Casey Sneak is coming down on him. Carozzi didn't like what he was doing. He threw his stick at him a little later.
winding up. A shot pad save, and Carosi kicked it away after the shot by Ellis. Sagan to Ellis. He had overcommitted. The East turning. Magazino buzzing around. It comes past Toffoli. Hackett put it right on the stick of Toffoli. Toffoli comes in to the side. Lindsay once, twice. It gets through. Lindsay adds another.
Well, there's the hat trick completed for line mates. Agostino already has his third. Now Cody Lindsay of the Ottawa 67s picks up his third. And if Matt Hackett hadn't had enough, he surely has by now. Cody Lindsay coming off a great weekend. He had a hat-trick and a 6-0 win against Oshawa Friday night. His line mate Toffoli gets him the puck, and it's Lindsay's second opportunity that he makes good on to pick up the hat.
22 goals equals the most in this format since 07 in Saginaw, when the East beat the West 13-9. And there's still 5:13 left, Sam. You might have to start opening up more space in the record book. Rogalski couldn't control it, and it's cleared out by East. Hutchings, lead pass. De La Rovere came in. Here's Warwick. Warwick in front to Hutchings, loose puck. Controlled by West, and they give it away. Warwick now buzzing. Ethan Warwick. Across the way to Hutchings, couldn't control it. Blackley scoops it up. Kept in, though, by the East. Cameron Gaunt has been very good. Warwick out in front. Hutchings couldn't get to it. Moran starts back. A 3-on-2 break. Moran, Staccato, and McKay. McKay, slot. Near side of Rogalski, a one-toucher. And Moran just tried to bunt it in and didn't come up with a good shot. Clearing in front, and there is Carosi. 4:15 left to play. The goalies love this, don't they? No, I'm done. Help!
Old Dutch is the official chip of the CHL, supporting Canada. For fans of the Western Hockey League, the Ontario Hockey League, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Old Dutch is your teammate for top quality snacks and dips.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Go.
Where'd he go? Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Chip of the CHL, supporting Canada. For fans of the Western Hockey League, the Ontario Hockey League, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Old Dutch is your teammate for top quality snacks and dips.
The Canadian Hockey League on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by MasterCard. For everything you need to compete this season, there's MasterCard. By Old Dutch, the official chip of the Canadian Hockey League. And by NeilMed Sinus Rinse for sinus, cold, and allergy relief.
Sam, they're going to have to do a little adding to the record book for this event. They're now equaling the most goals. They're at 95 shots. They've got one player with 5 points. They've got a mess with 3 goals.
The record book is being rewritten here tonight.
Hall misses the net. Now, there are 11 players, believe it or not, in this game. Of the 40 that are here, have no points. Wow. Now, that doesn't count. We're not going to, tell you what, let's make it 36. Because we're going to not count the goalies, okay? Oh, and there's a goal by Wellwood. We have a new record.
See all that talk about the Windsor guys being shut out, and it's the Wellwood, Henrique, and Hall line that gets it done.
Well, with his brother here to watch, Eric gets one.
Not long off the draw, Hall gets it back to Wellwood, whose quick snapshot beats Chris Carosi. Good clean win in the offensive zone moving forward.
Getting the sense that maybe this game isn't lopsided. Because here comes Westside Daly! Oh, let that one go. Well, wait a minute. I take it all back. I thought the West was trying to creep closer, and Daly, a beauty.
Yeah, this is a game where you really don't want to blink or you might miss something. Pat Daly of the Peterborough Petes takes the pass from Sean Jones, who has 10 assists of his 37 points this year. Little give and go, and it's Daly going upstairs glove side on Matt Hackett.
11th goal of this period comes 7 seconds after the Wellwood goal as Daly makes it 14-10. Record for shots in the OHL All-Star Classic is 109. There's a quick shot by Kadri, and Carosi makes the save.
Yeah, we've got a Super Bowl-like score.
I think Carosi was yelling at Kadri for the pace on that shot.
And then Ellis gave him the old tap in the helmet thereafter. Carosi's he's an extremely competitive guy. Atlanta Thrashers prospect having a great year for Dave Cameron's Mississauga St. Michael's Major.
Ellis steps in on the backhand, loose puck, knocked down, controlling it is Toffoli. He's had a good game. An entire line. Agazino, Toffoli, and Lindsay very productive. Stepping in. Hard. To the far side, Lashoff. Behind Agazino. Hart. Sends it back down low to Cody Lindsay of Ottawa. Trying to move it in front. Here's the chance. Agazino adds another. Off the post, off across the turn, in behind Matt Hackett.
And give him the record. Most goals scored in the Ontario Hockey League All-Star Game. Andrew Agazino of the Niagara Ice Dogs gets it done. Still 3 minutes left in this game. 25 goals. DeHart keeps it in. Cody Lindsay does his best to spin off the check of Jacob Muzzin. From there, it's moved back out in front on an errant pass, but it's Agazino, the benefactor of that errant pass, who goes upstairs on Hackett.
25 goals in this 2010 OHL All-Star Classic. Back comes Della Rovere. He waits with West. Hutchings, he gets through! Hutchings adds another.
I think Hackett's starting to really get upset now. And again, it's that Barry trio that goes to work. Pietrangelo with a great outlet pass to Della Rovere. And it's Hutchings with the finish. There's the outlet pass. Della Rovere pulls up now. He's waiting for his line mate to come. And on the trailing part of the play, it's Hutchings completing the goal.
2:38 left to play in the third. 16-10 the score. Here comes East again. Hackett. The stick save. Rogalski. 101 shots. Sagan coming back with Skinner going the right side. Sagan shoots. Saved by Carosi. Sagan again, turning back in front. Puts it right on the stick, and the East starts back again. Pietrangelo along with Della Rovere. Skinner tries to steal it away. Nice move by Della Rovere. Here's Hutchings, another buried goal. Rogalski steers it ahead. Pietrangelo. Very mobile in this game.
He's everywhere.
He's been playing Rover. Here's a shot deflected away by Lalonde, who was in front of the net. Waring steals it. Here's Kennedy, fires, and that goes high.
With all the Barrie Colts getting in on the action, Matt Kennedy wants a crack at it.
1:38 left, 16-10 the score. And I'm officially out of paper. My score sheet is full.
Well, Bob Jones, the assistant coach with the Windsor Spitfires, getting into the ear of Bob Bugner. Those guys never like to lose. Doesn't matter what the format is. They're not happy when they lose hockey games.
Kennedy throws it into the corner. Cizikas is there. Back to the point. Skips by, and Crawford has to back up. Kennedy couldn't get to him. Muzzle. McKay. Now Moran. Got to go outside, inside. McKay was there for it. Turning. Torquato. Back comes East again. Kennedy to Barry Colt. Final minute of the third period in the 2010 OHL All-Star Classic here at Kingston's K-Rock Center. Moran, Torquato, shot, saved by Carosi. Torquato again, Moran near side. Moran moves in. Little toe drag there, lost the puck. Smith-Pellet to Kennedy. Kennedy shot, score!
Kennedy's been trying hard to get on the score sheet. He finally does it with 31.5 seconds left. You have to Barry Colt, and you can see him cheat out of the zone early as this play originates in Team East's end. Kennedy will pick it up in the neutral zone. He's off. He winds towards center. He's got Devontae Smith-Pelly with him, but instead elects to keep it and finish it off.
27 goals, an OHL All-Star Classic record. Magazino with 4 goals. That's a record. Daly across the line. Skips towards Hackett. Now Daly again. Jones tries to jam it in. Hackett is there. 15 seconds left. 105 shots on goal. Wellwood. Spin. Ball. Not able to get on the score sheet until late in the game. And that is it. Well, if you liked offense, you love this game.
17-10, the East wins it. 5 straight for the Eastern Conference in this game.
We'll come back with the play of the game and the post-game ceremony. It turned out to be an East victory, 17-10.
Suffering from congestion, sneezing, a runny nose? Fortunately, there's NeilMed Sinus Rinse, a drug-free nasal wash that gently removes excess mucus and allergens from the nose. Try NeilMed Sinus Rinse today.
At Toyo Tires, we research and design our tires to handle Canada's worst driving conditions. Toyo also knows you need tires that will perform in one particularly demanding area.